Back to the Mike Prince Show on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We are fortunate to have on the line with us the winning coach of the Labor Day Classic for 2022 version, Coach Bubba McDowell. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm good, my man. I'm good.
All
How
right.
you guys?
Congratulations, sir, on coming out with the Labor Day Classic win, but the first win as your head coaching career. It's a great way to start things off, huh?
Yes, sir. Great, Mike. I tell you, I was excited. Throughout the whole week. Got even more excited, anxious. Night before, probably got about 3 hours of sleep, man, and shoot, just so ready to get it kicked off. It's great just be able to share, with family and this victory along with the players.
Yes, sir. Now, I was just going to ask you, you've played on every level. You played high school ball, Division One, Power Five ball, NFL. How does the anticipation of the night before going out on your first head coaching game compare to the other events and plateaus you had in life?
I don't have big. I mean, probably the biggest one because again, as a head coach, you got a lot more responsibility, a lot more duties to do. People, that you're responsible for. So you got to make sure everything's right. Make sure these kids are ready to go. These players are ready to go. Staying focused. Making sure the coaching staff got their thing in order. Game plan wise to make sure that they call a great game plan. To help secure a win. So it's and as you said, being the first time head coach, and like I said, you had so much expectation, from not only from myself and the team, but from outsiders, and again, this TSU, makes it that much even bigger, So the preparation was, it was big. Like I said, it was one of them deals where I probably got about 2 hours of sleep, man, the night before.
Well, hopefully you get a little bit better rest this week because you're going to have a step up and stepping outside of the division, going to the WAC with Abilene Christian. We'll touch on that in just a moment. If you can, Bubba, give us your assessment of the gameplay on Saturday from what you saw that was good and what you see that you have to work on.
We still have lots of things to work on. Wasn't as after looking at the film, it wasn't as bad as we thought. It wasn't as good as we wanted to be. We ended up scoring 40 some points, but we probably could have had about 50 or 60. Due to 207 for pick sixes. And Trayvon, and if he had just pulled the ball, we would have secured a first down or a touchdown, as well as Chris Harris through the second one, and so there's little things like that we need to work on offensively. Defensively, we had a lot of missed tackles. Guys, just way too many missed tackles, and we got to get better at that in that game. Just that alone, because again, you can't tackle in football. You're just gonna make the game so much longer. So we got things to work on, but we saw some good things. Guys staying together. They knew the game plan coming in, what we was going to do, how we was going to do it. They executed it well enough to help us win. But again, so we can definitely get ready, get better. Should us get better, for the upcoming week. Against Abilene Christian. So we got to make sure we're honing in on what we need to correct, and get better at.
Okay, now we noticed Saturday night that it was very few passes from both sides, but in particular with the Panthers side. Was that by design or just the kind of way things fell out?
No, we talked about it in our head coaches meeting, coordinators meeting, should I say. Just kind of want to know what they was going to do when we talked about it Saturday morning after our walkthrough. We just wanted to get with them and know what is your game plan for offense, defense, special teams, and offense was to run the ball because of the weather. But if we knew it was going to rain, but of course, it was like, hey, what? Let's go ahead, and what they was giving us and showing us on defense, we thought for sure that, hey, if they don't stay in that three front, with our big guys up front, And the dudes we got in that backfield, Double A, Lamar Antoine, Stewart, Jaden Stewart, number one. So, Mosley, we know that we're, again, those backs and do what they do best. Let's hit the hole quick, run it, powerful, and get the yards that we need. And that's what we did all night. I'm not sure how many yards, should I say, we ended up with. Some of the stats were wrong, so we had to kind of go back and and count the stats ourselves. But we was close to 400 yards rushing total offense.
That is a very impressive night on any opponent, especially when you're talking about a rival conference opponent, which can probably help position you further down the road. Now, we made mention of over 400 yards of rushing. Defense looks solid, but you also had outstanding performance, with the exception of opening kickoff that was fortunately called back, but you got a big block on a punt, which set up another scoring opportunity. Be honest with me, Bubba. When you first saw that opening kickoff, did your stomach drop, or did your heart drop to your stomach?
No, I've been in those situations many times before. That was just the first play of the game. We still had a lot of football to play. So, again, I know a lot of people ask that, but I was okay. Maybe I don't know if anybody else was, but I was okay. Because that's why I was like, hey, they got us with that one. Again, some things we need to correct on that kickoff team, and we'll get it right. So it was just one of them situations. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, things like that happen. So, and again, the fortunate for us, again, that it happened that early, because anytime it happens early, you always got time to correct things. When it happens late, is when you have issues and problems. Because now that momentum shifts so fast. Now you have to wait and see how your kids going to respond to it in a short period of time, rather early in the game, like it did happen. We got time to fix it.
Okay, very good. Panthers victorious over Texas Southern by the score of 40-23. Next on the docket will be the Abilene Christian Wildcats. What are some things that you're going to have to do to pull out a victory on the road this week?
Yeah, we have to correct some things. We have to be very, very good at what we do. Again, I know for sure we're probably going to, have to do a lot more passing than running than we did this past weekend. Defensively, we got to make tackles, man. We got to make tackles. They're multiple shift type offense, so we're going to be really, really smart, really keen in, to all these shifts, to what they do. They're not difficult to read, but what they do is just really simple, but they do it really, really well, if that makes sense.
Oh, makes plenty of sense, man. They just simplify what they're doing and execute. And that's what really happens when you become more successful in your programs. You get away with the fancy bells and whistles and just go out there and play football. You said it before. It's about running, tackling, catching, and throwing.
Exactly.
Okay, well, Coach, look, man, we want to thank you so much for taking time to meet with us on today. I know you got people pulling at you at every which way, but before we let you have your closing thoughts and comments, if you could quickly give us a letter grade for offense, defense, and special teams on this past week's performance.
I say special team. We'll start with special team. Special team to me, probably about a C. Like I said, we left some things out there, and guys just wasn't tackling. We was there, but just you got to make the tackle. Offense, I would say probably right at B minus, because again, situation that we should have pulled it and not thrown it. We should have, ran it. We should have pulled it on it, or we should have handed it off instead of keeping it. Little things like that we don't look at today and are correct. So I would give them about a B minus, because our backs did really well. They did really well. They kept us in the game, getting them holes quickly, and a lot of power running as well. Defensive, I would say about a C plus. And we even though we had 15 tackles for loss, those missed tackles, offset that, because again, you're going against a team like Abilene Christian, with backs like they have, and offensive size that they have, you have to make those tackles, secure those tackles when necessary. We had 15 tackles level. Probably should have been 20. But we had him in the backfield. We can secure him. So I would definitely give us about a C plus. As a grade wise defensively.
Okay, well, it looked like room for improvement at every angle. I'm going to say this. I was very pleased with the offensive line play. They were crisp, keeping up on assignment and everything, and pretty much had their wheel with that defensive front against Texas Southern. But things will be stepping up just a little bit higher this week against Abilene Christian. Coach Bubba McDowell and the Panthers going to try to make it 2-0 in week number 2. Coach, I want to give you an opportunity to have some closing thoughts and comments, sir. The floor is now yours.
Thank you, sir. I just want to thank everybody for coming out, man, supporting the Panthers, man. It was a great weekend. even with the delays, we went through that once before. But, it was a good atmosphere. And I just pray that, all our home games, can have that same atmosphere. For these young men, because, they really play to what, they see and hearing from the fans coming in the crowd. And and I ask you guys, players that you guys just keep moves on, and we're going to try to get the second victory this weekend coming up.
All right, Coach Bubba McDowell, head football coach of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, reminding you guys you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.